Morning, everybody. Welcome to another Learn with Laura. And today I'm going to answer a question that I've had quite a lot in my emails from parents, and that is, how can we get our children to do any writing? So, firstly, is to go slower. Nobody, if you say to them, can write a story, can quickly go in and write a story. But today, my challenge, children, for you is definitely going to be some writing, and we're going to take it step by step. So the first step is to find a picture on the internet of a place that you love, and that's going to be the setting for your story. Now remember, if it's going to be a story, it has to be exciting, because no adult, as much as they love you, and they love you very, very much, wants to read a boring story. They'll just fall asleep or want to go and have a cup of tea. So instead, I want you to find a picture of a place that you think, I could write a really interesting story about that. And remember, a story has to be a journey. It has to be a journey from introducing the beginning. We're going to use a story. Not all stories are the same, but for the purposes of this, introducing the setting and the characters, going on some kind of journey, something incredible, exciting, scary, unexpected happening at the top of the story. And as we come down the other side of the story, how is that going to conclude? And all sections of that, from the beginning to the end, need to have a good amount of weighting. You don't want to have, I'm having a fight with an alien as my exciting bit. He died, the end. No, 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 no. That is not a good ending. That's getting to the top and then just falling down. You want to get to the top and you want to tell me about the ending. What happens to the robot? There needs to be a continued journey right to the end of your story. But today we are only going to do one thing, and that thing, we're going to do two things. We're going to choose the setting by looking on the internet. Now, if you haven't got a printer and you can't print that picture out, then I'd like you to draw that picture on a piece of paper. And all around that picture, I want you to write the best descriptive words that you can. So I want you to think about adjectives. So describe what you can see to start with, okay? One colour pencil or pen, describe what you can see. So it might be mountainous, terrifying, beautiful, misty, mesmerizing. Really the best words that you can think of. And no sad, no lonely. You can think of better words than that. I know that you know even better words than that. What about desolate? What about miserable? What about distraught? Okay, very best words you can. So get your picture of your setting and lots of words around it, please. Lots of descriptive words, and we're going to use those words. You're not going to do this piece of paper and then forget about it when you come to write your story a bit later. You're going to use those words in your story. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to think about your main character. So is your main character going to be a hero or a villain? What kind of journey of discovery are they going to go on? Because it doesn't have to be a physical journey, although if you're a bit younger, that often helps. Some kind of physical journey, it helps. What kind of person are they? And I want you to draw them. And I want you to draw them in great detail. Really, really a lot of detail. Now, this is a bit of learning for the mums and dads who might not ever been in school. We're going to do something called hot seating with our children. So you're going to put your child in a seat. I'm going to pretend I've got a child here. I was going to see my teddy's somewhere else, and my other child's a bit too big and a bit too shy upstairs not to do it. So you put your child in a seat, and they are going to be that character. So they need to have decided on the name of their character. So say they've decided their character's called Eric. Here's Eric sitting in the seat. And I'm going to say, okay, Eric, how old are you? And they can tell me how old you are. Why are you going on that journey? And why questions and how questions are really good to ask your children, because it'll make them think in the way of the character, and they can't just say yes or no. They can't give you a one-word answer. So children, I'm going to give your parents or whoever you're with permission to hot seat you. So hot seating is when someone's in a seat and they are the character that they're going to write about. And when you've done some hot seating, children, and you know a bit more about your character. So maybe you hadn't thought when you drew him how old he was, how old Eric was, but now you know because mum or dad's asked you, and you know he's going to be 12 or you know he's going to be 15, and you can write that on your piece of paper. Go back and write it on your piece of paper for me. Or maybe you know that actually he might be the hero of our story, but actually he's quite scared. So you're going to write scared or timid or shy or all those great words on your piece of paper. Maybe you know that he is going to only live with mum or only live with dad. Or maybe you know, because mum and dad have asked you, that he's got brothers and sisters, or that his favourite football team is Liverpool. Very sensible. All those kinds of things, okay, you might now know about Eric. I want you to go back and write it on the piece of paper. So today, all you're going to do is tell me about the setting, lots of descriptive words, please, and tell me about Eric. Now, yours doesn't have to be called Eric, your main character, and tell me lots of descriptive words and lots of information about him. I want it to be lots of information about him so that you really know who is this character that you're going to write about. Bit of a long video today, but I hope that helps. We're not going to write a whole story in one day. We don't do it in school. It's not realistic, not until we've planned it and you really know it. Even adults can't do that. Anyway, have a lovely day, everybody. Keep safe, keep healthy, and I will see you tomorrow.